We're often really vulnerable when we're jogging in the park or returning back to the car park with the shopping. The blitz attack that you saw portrayed in the opening sequence is often used by attackers to take you by surprise and get you to submit quickly. I'm David Bradley and this is Self-Defense for Women. We'll show you how to turn the tables on your attacker and give them a surprise they haven't bargained for. Let's take a moment to review why it's important that we fight back right from the start. Your attacker picked you because he thought you would be an easy target, that you'd put up no resistance and you'd submit readily. Well, we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is disrupt his plans right from the beginning. Because if we disrupt his plans and fight back, we increase the chances of him getting caught, because the noise and the ruckus may alert the authorities or some other concerned citizen. So fighting back from the start gives us our best chance to give the attacker the chance to break off the attack and save themselves. This allows us to make our escape. While we're on the subject, let's take a look at some of the key target areas we'll be focusing on. When we talk about target areas, the thing we want to remember is that we will pit our strongest attack against our opponent's weakest points. Looking at those weakest points on the body, working from their head down, we first take a look at the eyes. Now, no matter how strong the attacker is, no matter how many steroids he takes, there are no muscles across the eyes. So anytime we attack the eyes, we can get a good effect. Looking down across the front of the face here, we have a lot of soft bones, the nose and the cheekbones. So hitting those bones with a very hard strike can cause them to break, creating great pain for the attacker and blurring their eyes, making them water. Down a little bit further, the throat is not protected by muscle either. So if we drive hard strikes into the throat, we can make the opponent cough and choke, which can buy us time to escape. Looking further down past the abdomen, we have the groin. Now, attacking the groin means that we can cause great pain and also buy ourselves a bit of time to escape. Looking down a little further at the knees are a great joint to attack because they only go one way. So anytime through our strikes or our kicks, we can push those knees back the other way. Not only creates great pain for the attacker, but can potentially immobilise them, allowing them to escape. Looking a little further down at the shins, how many times have you knocked your shin on a cabinet or on a table and felt great pain? Now imagine if we were to put a full strength kick or stomp into those shins, the pain we can cause our attacker, potentially again allowing us to escape. Finally, looking down at the top of the feet are made up of very small, tight bones. So if we stomp down on those bones, we can break them and crush them, again causing great pain, but also allowing us that chance to get away. Now let's take a look how we can match up our hard strikes against those soft targets in our scenarios. Let's look at the scenario where Diana's arms are pinned by her attacker. Now Diana's attacker thinks that her best weapons, her arms, are out of the picture, so he's going to have it easier. But she's got a lot more options to defend herself than he thinks. Looking at the head to start with, she can throw her head repeatedly back into the nose and soft bones of the face of her attacker to damage the face and cause his eyes to water. She can support herself on the attacker's arms and stomp down onto the top of the attacker's foot and back into the shins and knee to cause a disabling injury. She can attack the groin either by striking first, or if she wants to cause real damage, by grabbing, twisting, and then ripping away to get the best effect. Finally, to help break the grip, she can elbow. Now, to start the elbow, she's going to drive her arm out as far as she can. This helps with the wind-up, but it also creates space to allow her to elbow back hard, and she'll drive that elbow back in to her opponent's ribs. Let's see that at full speed and full power so you can get an idea of how effective these techniques can be. Let's look at the scenario now where the attacker has pinned Diana's neck. Now the first thing the attacker's going to do is try and pull her off balance. This is really dangerous because Diana's throat's under a lot of pressure here. Her first priority needs to be to protect that throat. So she's going to drop her chin as tight as she can into her attacker's arm. Her next priority is going to be to regain balance. Now there's no magic solution on how to do this. She needs to scramble her feet up as high as she can to try and get some semblance of balance back. Now, what counter-attacking options does she have? Firstly, she can bite hard into her attacker's arm. She can then elbow into her attacker's ribs repeatedly. Remember, throw that arm out first to buy you space. She can then hammer fist back into her attacker's groin as well. And of course, grab, twist and rip. She'll continue these counterattacks until she can find the time to escape. Let's see that at full speed and power so you get an idea of some of your options. Let's look at a scenario now where our attacker is trying to pull Diana into a vehicle or into some bushes by the arm. Now the first thing we're going to do is go with Diana's natural reaction, which, if she's pulled off balance, will be to get her balance back. So let's take it that far. So Diana's going to brace herself naturally, but when it comes down to it, her attacker being bigger and stronger is probably going to eventually win and pull her off balance. But that's okay because we're going to use that as a launch pad to throw a very strong, hard kick into our attacker's knee and shin. From here, Diana's going to follow up with repeated palm strikes into our attacker's head until she can buy the time to get away. Let's see that at full speed and full power so you can see how hard that kick can be. It's important to practice these techniques till you're confident in their execution. But the real key to avoiding blitz attacks like the ones in this episode is awareness. When you're on public transport, don't have your personal stereos up so loud or your head buried in a book to the point where you're not aware of what's happening around you. Secondly, don't talk on your mobile phones while you're out walking through car parks or dark areas. You might think that might help in calling for assistance, but really all you're doing is signaling to your attacker that you're not aware of your surroundings. Until next time, stay alert and stay safe.